Okay. So today has been an incredibly frustrating day. I ended up doing a video calling them all out. And then I go to the grocery store I couldn't have been gone more than 30, 40 minutes. They came in my house, let one of my dogs outside in the heat, and I had them all in because I don't like them out in the heat. They're older, they're not used to the heat. But they wanted me to know that they were in the house. That's how it works. And who do you call? My sheriff and his department is helping them. If I call, they'll just show up and be the lookout for the fucking meth heads to come into my house. That's how it'll fucking work. I mean, they blew up a gas station to get at me. And Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross says there was only one explosion. Even though he was on KETV just like I was, there were two explosions. It wasn't like he didn't know the facts to the situation. And yeah, I have cameras. They just shut him the fuck off. It's like I don't even know why I even bothered with cameras. And so it becomes incredibly frustrating. No wonder Isaac Cappy was terrified in the end. You know? No wonder Nathan Stoltman ended up having a nervous breakdown and ended up in the hospital. Because they pay meth heads to fucking harass you. That's what's happening. They don't have goddamn jobs. They just sit over there all day and watch me come and go. And the minute I leave, they're in my house. There's just, and how do you stop them? They were in my refrigerator. So now, do I have to worry about them putting shit in my food? Probably, I basically in this alone. I almost didn't want to do a live video because I'm back to feeling like this is just entertainment for people. I'm just so frustrated with it. I cannot even begin to explain. It was 95 degrees. My backyard gets total sun in the afternoon, and they fucking put one of my dogs outside. And we're in my house. We're in my refrigerator. Let me know that they were in my refrigerator. They cracked it, and salad that was in the drawer fell out when I opened the refrigerator. That's how I knew that they were obviously in my refrigerator. Unless I have a poltergeist moving my shit around in my refrigerator. They just want me to know. And it's funny because someone said that I had texted Tara Joyce Randolph and fat shamed her. Texted her. I don't even have her number. And so I do this video where I call her out and all of that. And so she does this community post, and all she focused on the fact is that I called her a hag. And what her reply was, oh, and if you put on a wig, you look more like a hag than I do. I didn't live my life on my fucking back or my knees, which is what a porn star does. Obviously not going to build any rocket ships to the moon. Not bright. And she says, well, you have to feel manly, I'll feel manly when you get investigated. That's when I'll feel good. Is when all this shit gets investigated or dealt with. Because I really don't think that anything is going to happen. Shit. The world is falling apart and people are fucking celebrating evil. They're not honest about it, but they're celebrating evil. Don't think there's any accountability for it at all. No accountability for it at all. And Why I got involved with this? Because I don't have kids. I don't know why I got involved with it. I don't know why I got involved with it. I should not have gotten involved with it. If you want to protect your kids, protect your kids. You know? I'm trying to expose stuff that needs to be exposed because kids are not safe. But anything happen with the satanic after school daycare thing? Anybody say anything when it's in their schools? Does anyone ever say anything? You know? Really? That it's just so frustrating to be in this position and fight this evil. And I just don't know what to say anymore. And I can't go to my sheriff. Shit, he's so busy trying to protect his drug operation, he ain't gonna help me. He's helping the meth heads, you know? And they're all meth heads. They're all definitely meth heads, you know? And so I call him out, and then I wrote a letter to the police and investigators. Again, it's not like I haven't done this before. Let them know what was going on. And so they sit over there. They have no lives. All they do is watch me. All they do is watch me. And shit, they show up in town, send me all kinds of emails, dance around. My best friend dies. My sheriff can't be bothered. You know, knows about it in real time. Doesn't give a shit. Fuck. They blew up a goddamn gas station to get to me. And he lied for them. He's working with them. That's the reason why you can't go to anybody. And to shut off my cameras, all you have to do is type Google in Wi-Fi cameras, how to, you know, break into them. If you go look at my community page, I did the Google search for you. You can look at what comes up. I even published an article, the front page of it. You can go find it. Easy to find, you know. But what do you do? You know? What do you do? I just don't know what to do or say anymore. It's just, this is the reason why this shit continues. This is the reason why this shit continues. And I'm fighting an army of them, you know? Tara Joyce thinks that I'm attacking her because she's a woman. That's what she's trying to say. Bitch, I'm attacking you because you're conspiring. You fucking went to my social security and tried to steal my identity. You all laugh in emails. You do criminal shit. It has nothing to do with your sex or your weight or your fucking hair. It has nothing to do with that. You are a criminal that needs to be investigated, and you hang out with criminals. Daniel Dowd, Geo Farnsworth, you know? You hang out with fucking criminals, but then what do you expect from an ex-porn actress? You know? So I just don't know what to say anymore. I just do not know what to say anymore. And it is beyond frustrating. Beyond frustrating. They kill people. Nobody cares. You know? They're just too caught up in their own shit. You know? Their own want. Their own wants. You know? We have been judged and have been found wanting. Just can't want enough. You know, just don't have enough stuff. Don't have enough money, don't have enough stuff, don't have enough vacations. You know, I'm just beyond frustrated right now. Beyond frustrated. And I think I have every right. People were breaking into your house and letting your dogs outside in 95-degree heat in the sun. I think you guys would have a bit of a problem with that as well. You know? But I'm supposed to be cheerful and happy about it, you know? And I know who's doing it. They want me to know. That's the whole thing. They dance around like Rumpelstiltskin, monkeys in heat. They want me to know. Because they know the sheriff ain't going to help me. Sheriff's department ain't going to help me. They're so goddamn corrupt. They're running a fucking drug ring, you know? Telling people that I'm paranoid schizophrenic. I guess each one of them got their psychology degree in fucking cop school. You know, they can diagnose people now. It's just bizarre. And people just think I don't know what people think. I don't think people do think. I don't think they give a shit. You know? Especially around here, they don't give a shit. It's easier to go dismiss the troublemaking faggot, and I'm quoting, troublemaking faggot, instead of standing up. But shit, there's an article. There's 2 counties that are paying people to move because they don't have enough people. Shelby County is one of them. Shit, if you have kids, I guess if you want your kids addicted to meth, come on over, you know? Then they can get busted, and then they can work for the police who are dealing the drugs, you know? That's how it works. And it is beyond frustrating. Beyond frustrating. And if something happens to me, don't believe the official story. Because I'm telling you, Neil will fucking lie for him. You know? Shit, how many people could have died in that gas station explosion? Had it worked the way they wanted it, it would have taken out my whole block, all of my neighbors, not just me. And so, oh, it does. If I try to ignore them, it just gets worse. They don't want me to ignore them. They don't want me to ignore them. They want me to be aware of them every single moment. And they want me to know that they can get in my house at any point in time and do whatever they want, any moment in time. And they're fucking meth heads. And they work with the sheriff, so who's going to stop them? You know? Who's going to stop them? Shit, if you call my sheriff will tell you, don't listen to David Shurter. He's paranoid schizophrenic. You know? Wrote a book, got nominated for Book of the Year when I published it. I own my house fucking outright. It's the 3rd house I've owned outright. Moved across the country all by myself. Doesn't that sound like what a paranoid schizophrenic would do? You know? Criminals with badges, that's it. Sheriff has a lot of assholes that go around harassing people. They did that to me. Seems like the go-to thing. You know? It seems like, and people don't give a shit. Exactly. It gets dangerous and people don't seem to care. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to be involved. Na 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 na. That's what they're like, you know? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. You're talking, but I can't hear you. And people they're just fucking killing people left and right. Fuck, who cares? You know? But when it comes down to it, if it's them, they expect to be saved. They expect for heaven to move mountains to save them. Won't get up, won't take a stand for anybody else. And so, in self-defense in a crime, yeah. My family is literally gaslighting me. Well, you want to know what? When I told my sister that her ex was murdered, she knew about it and seemed to be fucking okay about it. But this is the bitch that also told me, convinced me for years that our stepmother was dead. Because our stepmother is heavily involved in all of this. Was right along with the child trafficking with my dad. You know? I'm actually moving back to my family because, fuck, you don't have the same family I do. You know? It does happen, and anyone who thinks it doesn't is crazy. Yeah. Or stupid. You know? There's no family for me to go to. There's nowhere for me to run. I am here. There's nothing I can do. And they're right there. You know? Moving back to their land. I wish I had. You know, when I was moving from Erling, I considered an acreage. And my friends begged me not to move to an acreage. Could you imagine what my life would be like if I lived out in the country all by myself? I live in town and they're right next door. And it never stops. And now I have to worry about them putting my dogs outside in the heat. Because fuck, they've already threatened to kill my dogs. So shit, once they kill my dogs, who do I go to? Neil Gross, my sheriff? You know? I'm beyond frustrated. Beyond frustrated. I just don't know what to do. You know? I just don't know what to do anymore. And I will say, since people watch this, I'm asking for donations again because unfortunately my blog is coming back due. And so now I owe, I think it's $250 I have to pay to keep that stupid thing up because it's over and over and over. I get charged all kinds of shit constantly. That blog is not free. And I keep it up because I've had so much information throughout the years that's on there. But and to say that I didn't cuss out God today, I'd be lying. I'd be lying. Man, I would be lying. I am so angry with God right now. And it's not even God, it's them. But come on. You know, come on. But if they're gonna fucking martyr me, I wish they would just have the goddamn balls to do it. That's just what I'm saying. But they're fucking idiotic, fucking dumb-ass motherfuckers who can't ever get their shit together. But I guess that's what goes with when you're a fucking meth head. Or when you're dealing drugs, like my fucking sheriff. Don't have a fucking clue. You know? And all the people, Tara Joyce Randolph, and I'm using her last name. I don't give a shit anymore. You know? I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated. No, any little bit helps. I don't want you guys to think that anything helps right now. Anything helps. And now I'm afraid to leave my house because it's fucking 1,000,000 degrees outside. Well, I mean, obviously that's an exaggeration. But my dogs are old and they can't handle it. So now I have to worry about, are they going to let my dogs out? They're going to be stuck outside all day? You know? That's what I have to fucking worry about. And I can't go to my cops. I send shit to Neil all the time. All the emails that I got from Pootie Twang, Daniel Dowd, telling me they were in town when Owen dropped over dead. Did he do anything? No. He fucking crawls up Thomas Schoberger's fucking ass. You know? That's what he does. And Thomas Schoberger is involved. He is heavily involved. By his own admission, he was involved with Isaac. He was involved with Nathan Stoltman. He has not left me alone. You know? I'm just beyond irritated with this. It is. They're people are scared. That's the whole thing about in town, because people have said a lot of people in town look at me as a hero because no one has been brave enough, I guess, to stand up and call this shit out. But then they're watching what I have to go through, and it's the fucking meth heads. I know exactly who it is. They've gone out of the way. One of them actually told me when I first moved into the house, they were glad that I was turning my porch light off when I got up in the morning because they knew that whether or not I was still alive. What fucking neighbor tells a new neighbor something like that? Who says that shit? You know? Because you call it out that's exactly it. I call it out. Because I ain't gonna be afraid. I ain't gonna be afraid. I ain't gonna go hide and let the thing about sticking your head in the sand is when you stick your head in the sand, your fucking ass goes in the air. And it makes it really easy for them to shove their fist right up your ass. So if you like getting fisted, stick your head in the sand. I'm just stressed. And I'm beyond. I'm angry is what it is. I'm angry. I'm not stressed. I'm angry. Because this whole thing, the fact that they let my dogs out, and they were in my refrigerator too. So fuck it, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna eat. What am I gonna do? Throw my food out? I ain't fucking throwing my food out. They want to fucking poison me, go right ahead. Fuck. Just I'm just, oh my God, I'm just so frustrated with this. I am just so frustrated. And then again, I do that because you guys need to go check the video that I did at Tara Joyce Randolph. Because she said, I wasn't even talking to you. Well, you fucking put my name in there, bitch. That's why I fucking responded. Never said that fucking Tara Joyce Randolph killed fucking Isaac. I've always said, since I've been involved with this and found out what it was, Thomas Schoberger and Craig Sawyer got Isaac at that military base and tortured him to death so that they could find out what he knew about that homeless camp that had fucking shackles that were kid-sized nailed to fucking trees. But I guess that is just a common occurrence. When you go to a place, there should be shackles on the tree that are the size for fucking kids. You're right. I'm just crazy thinking that is abnormal. It wasn't Corey Daniel. Corey Daniel is an idiot. He's a fucking henchman. Geo Farnsworth is an idiot. He's a henchman. Daniel Dowd, the fucking dude who has a goddamn mugshot for fucking molesting a kid, is a gut. Corey Daniel and Daniel Dowd put Isaac's dead body on that fucking bridge. And I guess you can believe them because there's a 2 CD disc all about Isaac Cappy, because don't they do that for every fucking suicide? You commit suicide, they're going to make a 2 CD disc. I've never heard of anything like that. Ever. Never. And I've known people who have committed suicide. There wasn't a 2 CD disc for them. Every 911 phone call. It's like they're trying to prove something. Trying to convince people of something. Not once. Never heard of a 2 CD disc over someone committing suicide. But for $100, you can go buy it. 2 CDs. Fuck, you can listen to it all goddamn day. And we're just supposed to think that this is normal. It is so abnormal that it's like it's blatantly in your face. And then they tell you that you're crazy if you question it. Well, I do question it. And I don't give a shit if anybody thinks I'm crazy or not. You know? Fuck, I'd rather be crazy than a lame ass who just sits by and lets it happen. You know? They are crazy. And I'm not bitching at you guys. I'm just venting right now. Because I am so angry at today. I'm just... They knew that doing shit to my dogs would piss me the fuck off. They knew it. And they were right. They were right. And I'm to the point now, I'm so angry that I almost am near tears. I'm not going to cry. But sometimes I just... And my poor dogs are stressed because I came home to this and they just, you know, they're all sitting out in the hallway just looking at me, you know, don't know what to do. There's nothing they can do, you know. I'm just, fuck these fucking child killers. Fuck them. I'm just ready for God to bring an end to this shit, because that's the only way it's gonna fucking happen. Because no one's gonna do anything. The fucking cops aren't gonna do anything. And no child is safe. You know? No child is safe. And it's wrong. It's wrong on so many levels. It's wrong. Not just what's happening to me, just what they're doing in general. It's wrong. But they don't want to be called out because they think they're better than peanut butter. Goddamn fucking meth heads. Fucking meth heads. You know? No wonder my fucking sheriff is involved in a goddamn drug operation. Because then he can fucking control them. Get them hooked on meth, arrest them, put them in jail, and then you can fucking have control of them for the rest of their lives. Because what I'm figuring is that the ones that lost their kids, that's going to be their gift after everything happens to me. They'll give them back their kids. You know? That's how it works. That's how it worked with Eli Priest in Australia. He has a daughter. He lost his daughter. He wanted his daughter back. So they set him up to go to Fiona. And it didn't work. Fiona's convinced that they killed Isaac because of her, because it failed. Isaac was, you know, and I consider Isaac my friend, but I'm starting to realize all the people he was hanging out with, I didn't even fucking know the dude. To be quite honest, I obviously did not even know him. Because if these are his friends, what the fuck was I? You know? It's not Fiona's fault. It wasn't Fiona's fault. You know? It wasn't. The fact that Fiona didn't want someone at her party because she was having this big family gathering at the time, you know? I love Fiona. But she doesn't want to be involved with any of this. She can't be. She wants me to write my book. The gay book on the gay stuff. She wants me to leave all of this alone. And maybe she's right. Maybe I should. You know? Maybe I should. Oh man, they stalked her. They still stalk her. They still stalk her. And they've involved her with so many accidents. Shit, last summer, they totaled out my car on purpose. It still runs, but they totaled it out, hit me on purpose. Never wrote the meth head a ticket. She did it intentionally. And 3 cops from 3 different directions showed up within 3 minutes. Nobody had even called them. And they all showed up in 3 different directions. They anticipated that shit. And then a night or 2 later, one of them fucking stopped me on my road as I was driving to the gas station, didn't write me a ticket, was just interested to know if I was driving the same car that was in the accident, you know? And I don't think Fiona will help anybody else because you can't trust anybody. You can't. There's an army of them, and they always send you people who are always seem, oh, we're wonderful. We love you. Yeah. Until they slit your throat, you know? Glenna, perfect example. Then it was Thomas. Then it was Jules, you know? I finally stopped. That's the reason why a lot of you who reach out to me, I don't reach out because I don't know any of you, you know? And they're really good at acting like your best friend. And I'm not saying you guys are all bad, not at all. I'm not. I'm just saying you can't tell, you know? They can't tell. And I don't reach out anymore. I don't talk to anybody on the phone. And it sucks because I used to all the time. I used to talk to people all the time. But now they're constantly trying to set me up. You know? They were in my house. They were in my refrigerator. What the fuck were they doing in my refrigerator? And then they let my dog out in the heat. 95 fucking degrees and it's total sun in my backyard. They let my crippled dog outside. That's what they did. And I let my sheriff know. Are you kidding? But I could stick my thumb up my ass and turn around in circles and get farther than calling him. I appreciate you guys understanding, you know? I appreciate you understanding. I want to reach out. I'm actually a really friendly guy, you know? I try to be a really friendly guy, but I appreciate, you know, I'm sorry for all that you have to deal with. I appreciate that, you know? That's why I came in and did a live. And I had to charge my phone because my phone was only like 20%. So I had to charge it before I came on here. And it's still not 100%. So I won't be on here for 2 hours because my phone will give out before that. But I wanted to come on so that everyone could see what I was like tonight and see why I was like this. You know, I'm tired of the constant attacks. You know, I am tired. You know, and that's what I'm saying is that, you know, impossible to know who's online. It's impossible to know. Glenna, perfect person. Just, oh, I'm so, you know, oh, I just love you and stuff. That's who gave my number to Phoenix Enigma and Daniel Dowd. And that's why I don't get texts from them all the time. But now they're starting to understand that I'm fucking on top of them. They want to say I'm obsessed with them. You're goddamn right I'm fucking obsessed with you. I want all of you investigated and I want you fucking incarcerated. That's what I want. And I think about it all day long right now. So you're right. You know? I can't stand child killers and people who protect child killers. Don't like them at all. Sad that they also kept you from having new people and stories in your life. Yeah. And they do like to keep people isolated. It does. They do. But you want to know what? It doesn't bother me like it does most people because I've been isolated on and off my whole life. You know, when I was married, my partner was all over the country and I was home alone. I was isolated. I have been isolated all my life, so it doesn't bother me as bad as it would other people. I'm very comfortable with my own company. But them getting into my house all the time, you know, I'm quite comfortable with my own, you know, I'm comfortable with my own company. I like alone time the best. You know, when I was getting a divorce, I was terrified that I was going to be alone and it would destroy me. And what ended up happening was that I found out it was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I so love living by myself and all of that. And it's totally an abuse tactic to isolate victims. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And they're all fucking meth heads. They all go to the same NA shit, and it's all in the same building that the fucking super Christians were at. They're gonna get raptured anytime. The fucking dude who runs the place acted like he was my best friend and my spiritual mentor, all the while he was working to slit my fucking throat. Yeah, he's fucking just like Jesus. Are you kidding me? And the only reason why I found out is because I did a video that only they got to see. And I called one of them out because she was a bitch. And she fucking texted me and told me she was working with the meth heads. She wanted me to know that they were trying to set me up, which was not very bright because it alerted me before they were able to spring their little trap, you know? And then people wonder why I don't like people around here. Because they fucking do nasty, absolutely nasty shit. And then they think they're better than fucking everybody else around them. You know? They're superior. They're going to be raptured. You want to know what? I fucking wish they would. That way I wouldn't have to deal with them anymore. I don't like child killers. And I don't like people who protect child killers. They're outside because I keep getting a thing saying that someone's outside. I have a person out in my front door. And I have my window open because it's hot in this room. You know? Fuck, my sheriff loves child killers. He defends them. He loves child killers. Shit, if I had a gas station across the street, he'd help blow that one up too. You know? Fucking dickhead. And you know, today, I really do think that he was involved because I drove up to Dollar General and I was on Cyclone Ave and I saw him at someone's house and he saw me. And it was when I had just left the house. So did he call them? You know? He certainly protects them. Oh yeah, there's someone outside. Because my Ring camera comes up and says, and I pay for the Ring thing, so it says a person is outside. So God only knows who it is. That's why you see me getting up and looking out the window. You know? Because they fucking, they can't get enough of me. You know? Shit. If I was downstairs, I wouldn't even doubt if they'd fucking hide by my window and listen to me. It's just amazing. Amazing. Oh, yeah. Those Ring cameras and the cameras, they can shut off my Wi-Fi. That's what it ends up happening. If you go look at my community page, like I said, all I had to do was type it in, just a few phrases, and got a big, long list. So I just took a screenshot of the one list. You know? They can shut fucking cameras off. They're not the end-all, be-all, you know? Everyone seems to think they are, because they know how to shut them off. They're fucking criminals. Of course they know how to shut them off. You know? Fucking government, because obviously the thing with Isaac is government. Who commits suicide and has a deluxe 2 CD set that goes along with their suicide? Who? Have you ever heard of something like that before? Never. I've never heard of it. And I've had several people, being gay, who have committed suicide. And so, oh yeah, I know that they can watch through them. They're getting into my house, which means that they can get to the shit. And I'm sure they've already gotten to it. And they walk around. The fat little one that was the one who told me, well, we like it when you turn off your light because then we know if you're still alive. He's fat. He's ugly. He had a girlfriend once. Then they broke up because he wanted to go play the field. And I told my friend, well, I can't imagine that there's anyone waiting in line to have sex with that troll. You know, it was disgusting. You know, they are pathetic. The one that their uncle was the ex-chief of police of Harlan, and he was known as the biggest drug dealer in town. That's one of them who I'm dealing with. And his other half, who also lives right beside my sister 15 miles away. With the dude who went to prison for manufacturing fucking child porn. These are the people that my sheriff works with. These are the people my sheriff likes. You know? They know I'm not fucking paranoid schizophrenic. They know I'm not paranoid schizophrenic. They wouldn't be fighting me so hard if I was crazy. You know? See, the whole thing about it is that they know I'll never hurt myself. Ever. 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 And, okay, I hurt myself. Then I have to face God? Oh, no. No, 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 no. No. Yeah. That's just it. Paranoid schizophrenics. When they feel threatened, they're dangerous. Oh, I'm so dangerous. I do live YouTube videos. You know? Oh my God. That's why they took out Owen. Because Owen was a therapist. That's what he was. And once I found out that my sheriff was telling people I was paranoid schizophrenic, I was constantly laughing with Owen. Because I told Owen, you can't hold me responsible for anything. I'm a paranoid schizophrenic. I'm not responsible for anything. And he told me, dude, you realize that I've known you for 20 something years. And I said, yeah. And he said, and you know I've been a therapist? So he said, so if you're going to go do something and you need me to come to court to tell people you're paranoid schizophrenic, just realize I ain't going to do it. You know, I would never hurt anybody else. If you're fucking a criminal and I can put your ass in jail, oh, you can count on it. You can fucking count on it. You know, you want to play with me? I'll call your ass out. That's what I did with Tara Joyce Randolph today. You know, called her out. And all she focused on in that video that I did this afternoon was that I called her an ugly old hag. But you want to know what? You are what you act like, you know? And so only a paranoid criminal would do half the stuff they do to you. Exactly. You know? Exactly. The fucking meth heads, criminal goddamn meth heads. It's like Daniel Dowd and Geo Farnsworth just pushing to let me know they were in my town when Owen died. But now they're like, he called us out. Well, yeah, I called you fucking out because there's no statute of limitations on fucking murder, dickheads. You know? No statute of limitations. Oh, and Daniel Dowd as toxic masculinity. Are you kidding me? You look and act feminine, dude. It's because you fucking deal with teenagers on all of those video games. So you think you're toxic masculinity, but you're a fucking child molester. That's why you have a mugshot, because you're a fucking child molester, you know? And so I love that video. I did send it to you, Demons Hockey. You know, you're on my little Twitter thing. I have a whole list of things. I have a whole list of people that when I send out stuff, if you get on that list, you can count on getting every one of my videos because I just send it out. You know, not so much email, but like on Twitter and all of that. I call them right out because Tara Joyce Randolph wanted to say that I accused her and Phoenix Enigma and Daniel Dowd and Geo Farnsworth of murdering Isaac. And so I just wanted to set the record straight because I've never accused them of setting, you know, they weren't the ones who killed Isaac. Thomas Schoenberger and Craig Sawyer. They were the ones who tortured him and killed him because they wanted to know what Isaac knew about that homeless shelter, that homeless camp in Arizona that had fucking child-sized shackles nailed to the fucking trees, you know? But I guess every tree out there has fucking shackles for kids, you know? Guess that's a new thing, maybe? I don't know. I don't have kids. You guys would all know better than me, you know? Sounds pretty fucked up to me, though. And, but hey, who am I to argue with the 2 CD set, a 2 deluxe CD set? You can get for $100, you know? You can get everything Dead Isaac Cappy on a 2 CD set, you know? Complete with fucking autopsy photos, from what I understand, you know? But it's all normal and natural, and I'm crazy for thinking that it's crazy, you know? Tracy Twyman, murdered by those sickos too. Is that the girl that was trying to bust this and then ended up committing suicide in her garage, even though she was saying the same shit I'm saying? Exactly. Who wants to see autopsy photos? You know? I've never heard of such a thing. I've never heard of such a fucking thing. It is crazy. Yes, that's exactly. Because she was trying to expose this, you know? I'm telling you right now, if something happens to me, do not believe what they tell you. Because I would never do anything to myself, ever. I'd have to face God. There's no way I would do it, you know? Dude, we're all going to end up facing God, and I'm not giving up, you know, as pissed off as I was at God today. But shit, they could show up in my fucking house, shoot me in the back of my head twice, and my fucking sheriff would tell you, oh, it was natural causes. It was natural causes. He just went to sleep and didn't wake up. And I'd have fucking 2 bullet holes in the back of my head. That's what my sheriff would do. Fuck, they blew up a goddamn gas station. He was on KETV as well as I was on the news program talking about the fucking gas station explosion, but now there's only 1 explosion and there was not 2, you know? He's a fucking liar who's protecting child killers, not to mention running a goddamn meth operation, you know? You're right. It doesn't say that you're not allowed to be angry at God. And let me tell you, I was angry today. I was angry. When I got home and realized that my crippled dog was outside in the sun, they put her outside. Had I not come back for hours, they didn't know when I was coming back. She could have fucking died out there, you know? And, see, I don't believe in any of that dead man switch. They can't do anything to make you fucking commit suicide. That's not it. No, government Corp Watch, your comments are not getting through. This is the first one. The HPAA, is that HIPAA? That did not come through. I just don't believe in a dead man switch, just like I don't believe in mind control. They can push you to do stuff, but when you do it, oh yeah, government Corp Watch, you're going to get censored hard because you have such good information. They don't want shit in there. They don't want anything here. And they watch, they fuck with my YouTube constantly. The other day, I had 6 likes, but 0 views. How do you get 6 likes but 0 views? You know? Would I consider myself an angry person? No, not at all. I'm usually not angry, you know? Okay, well, I'll watch for your messages, government. Um, this is just one thing of God only knows. Because sometimes I think they get in the house and I don't even realize because I'm oblivious sometimes. I've already said sometimes I am not. You can report the sheriff to the hhs.gov. See, I think she knew she was going to be murdered. I think Tracy Twyman, because they were doing the same shit to her that they're doing to me. They were doing the same shit. And HIPAA violation of psychiatric data. The thing about it is that I have gone to officials. I have reported shit because people have told me, oh, well, go report this or, you know, go to this agency or whatever. And it, like I said, I could stick my thumb up my ass and spin around in circles and get farther than what I've gotten with all of this, you know? And I'm just, well, they've tried to bust into my blog too. Today I went and posted the video that I made about Terry Joyce Randolph and posted on my blog. And in the last 24 hours, I had 18 hack attempts to get in there. That's the reason why this stupid blog cost me so much money, because I have to pay for like huge security. What people would pay for to have a business, I have to pay for just to have a fucking blog, because they try to break into it all the time. The HHS takes. No, government, I appreciate it. If you could send me that information to dlshurter@gmail.com, even if you don't want to send me your email address, just do a fake one. Fuck, they do it all the time. And just send me the information, because fuck, I'll report him. Are you kidding me? I do everything I can to report his ass. You know, he needs to be fucking stopped because he's their guard dog. Obviously. Thomas Schoenberger always emails me and says, your sheriff is just so put together and he's been so... The dude is working with them. And obviously there's an open line. Fucking Geo has made videos about it. Tara Joyce Randolph has made videos about it. Everyone makes videos about it, but the dude doesn't like to talk to me because he'll send me emails and then I fucking publish those emails, because the last email I got was him justifying the whole police report on the gas station explosion, you know? And then he justified it. The time before that was when I said I had mentioned names, and I did the video outside, and the video wasn't even posted on YouTube yet before the sheriff came and tried to intimidate me. That's all on video too. I posted the whole thing on my YouTube. You can go see it, you know? They fucking harassed the shit out of me. And the sheriff's department works with them. You know, the Harlan Police Department did work with them until the dickhead actually was in my living room for an hour and a half. And they have no clue all the shit that we talked about on that video. And I won't post that video because I'd get in trouble for the stuff that he said. But then less than a week later, his deputy is over here because I had just put up cameras. So I have her on my Ring camera demanding to know where all of my cameras are focused. That was her primary thing. And then the very fucking dickhead that I'm bitching about shows up a few days later, says that their car was broken into, gives me their phone number 4 times on video, demanding that I call. And you know, I put that phone number in my phone, and I think God was just like, nope, you don't need that. Because I went and looked at my cameras. Nobody broke into the car from what I could see. So I went to go call them and tell them, and that phone number was no longer on my phone. I couldn't find it. And I put it in there. Fuck, she gave me it 4 times. I had to do something. She wouldn't stop. And God was just like, nope, nope, nope. You don't need that phone number. So I never did call, you know? And I'm not, Tara Joyce is always accusing me of calling and harassing her and texting her and blah, blah, blah. You know, if I was so inclined to go after someone like that, I'd fucking go after Thomas. It's not like I don't have his phone number, you know? But I don't do that shit. I don't need to do that shit. I don't do these little games of harassment. If I have something to fucking say, I'm going to just say it right out. I think I've given everyone that impression, you know? And if I have a problem with you, I'm just going to call it out. I'm not going to play all these dumbass games, you know? Oh, yeah, that's exactly what they were doing. They were setting me up so they could get another protection order out on me, just like they did in Algona, when all the 15 videos that were listed on that protection order had absolutely nothing to do with the petitioners. Nothing at all. They only and solely dealt with Doug Mesner, aka Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple. So unless there was a connection, how is that even possible? You know? How can you explain that on that there was 15 videos had nothing to do with the petitioners? But they were breaking into my house there too. Shit, they were harassing the shit out of me, and the cops were helping them as well. You know? The cops were helping them as well. And I called them out. Go on my blog. It's not like I didn't document that shit too. You know? But Thomas told me, well, your sheriff says that you see a bad guy in every bush. You know? No, that's not true. And like I've said with all of this shit, it's a small group. They want you to think that the group is vast. There's so many people connected to it. No, there's not. It's a small group. Oh, they can pay meth heads to do whatever the fuck they want to do. But the core group is a small group. You know? Thomas Schoenberger, Craig Sawyer. Craig Sawyer was running around with Russ Dizdar telling everybody that they couldn't get money on PayPal, so they wanted everybody to send them checks. And then Craig Sawyer, if you type in Craig Sawyer on my blog, you'll read all about it. Because I told people don't do that. Because they'll have your bank information, they'll have your address, they'll have your name, they'll have your signature, and more importantly, they'll have your fucking DNA when you lick the envelope. Why would you do that? And Craig Sawyer came at me, and then had to stop because people were like, well, wait a minute. If you're actually trying to help victims, why are you attacking David Shurter? He's a victim, you know? Didn't have an answer for that. And then a year later, he attacked Fiona Barnett. Did the same fucking thing. Because she called him out. She didn't realize that I had called him out a year before, you know? Yeah, I'm not unreasonable, you know? It's very simple. It's very simple. But I am not unreasonable, you know? It's not like I didn't trust Neil Gross. That's why I get so irritated with him, because that Boy Scout routine that he has that fucking act down to a goddamn T. I didn't realize who he was until after that gas station explosion. And after he hid that gas station explosion and didn't tell anybody the truth about that gas station explosion, I had his number. And that's when I turned. But otherwise, before the last time he got elected, I took a sheet out so that he could get signatures to be fucking sheriff. That's what I did. You know? He doesn't tell anybody that. You know? Doesn't tell anybody that. I was an idiot. Like I said, sometimes I am not the sharpest tool in the shed at all. Oh, I reached out for help. I thought Neil was trying to help me. He wasn't trying to help. Oh, he was trying to help me, all right. Right off a goddamn cliff, you know? And then when I called him out and I'm irritated by it, I get questions like, "Are you an angry guy?" Not really. But you want to know what? Child killers and people who protect child killers irritate the absolute ever living piss out of me. They do. Honestly, I can't fucking stand child killers, and I can't stand people who defend child killers. I just don't like fucking child killers, you know? And if you're gonna fucking protect a child killer, maybe you shouldn't come around me then. Because I ain't gonna be nice to you, you know? Ain't gonna be. And I'm not gonna apologize for it either. So, you know, I feel better now that I've gotten on here. I knew, oh, that's why I have been so angry tonight. The refrigerator shit, them breaking into my house, fuck, they do it all the time. I didn't care. But sticking my dog out in the heat, fucking threw me over the edge. I was so angry I could barely see straight. And oh, there's another person outside. I think there's a hooker outside. I'm joking. It's just someone who's dressed like a hooker. Or what short shorts, black boots, halter top. And I have my window open, so they want to listen to everything. They want to listen to everything. They just can't get enough of me, you know? Oh, I was pissed. I'm better now, but you know, I've known your story since 2014. Thank you. You know, the thing about it is that was what I realized when I opened up comments, started talking about Isaac and opened up comments, because the comments on my YouTube were closed for years. I didn't let anybody comment on anything. Because I got tired of arguing with everything. And thank you. I do feel a bit better. I knew I would if I just came in and bitched with you guys and I could read, you know, what you guys had to say. I knew I would end up feeling better. That's why I did a live video. I could have sat at home and, or I could have sat downstairs and just stewed. But I just didn't see the point, you know? I wanted to come and bitch. I wanted people to know. I wanted you all to see what I was experiencing and what I was like, you know, because thank you. And I will, when I get off here, I'll respond to let you know that I got it. But what I was saying is that when I opened up comments, I did not realize that a bunch of you have watched me for years, who have been involved with this. As soon as I saw yours short, I knew you'd be live tonight. You know, I'm very predictable sometimes. I would have come on last night. But the day before, that's the reason why I think they had to let me know that they were in my house. Because Saturday afternoon, I strained my back pulling weeds in the yard. And yesterday I could barely walk. I was in bed the whole time. That's why I said that I was going to do a live video, because I like to do live videos and talk about God on Sunday. And I couldn't do it. There was no way I could sit. I was in so much pain. But I heal quick. And so today I was better. I was sore this morning, but now I'm fine. You know, I heal quick. I always have. And but I couldn't let the whole thing today slide. The whole thing. I'm just them threatening to kill my dog, Andy Villa, who I really do think was Thomas, because he was defending Thomas Schoenberger and telling me to shut my mouth up about Thomas Schoenberger. Fuck Thomas Schoenberger. I'm not afraid of his gross ass. You know? They're all fat and ugly and they look like they need to bathe. Even the dude that told me that they like with the light, even when he showers, he looks dirty. He just looks dirty, you know? But that's what fucking meth does to a person, you know? And the fact that they put her out in that heat was just, you know? And of course I told my police. When you see those things, Neil is Neil Gross. Alondo is the dude who is in control of 911. It's a tiny town. They all know. And you really don't see the one that says info, but info goes to the city council in Harlan. And so I send it all to them. Not to mention I blind carbon copy a whole list of fucking investigators and police. And so they get all of it. And I just, you know, but what good does it do? Again, I could stick my thumb up my ass and turn around in circles and get farther than I have with any of these people. And I was alerted that things were being investigated, but where it goes from there, who knows? And who knows? It could have been bullshit. Because they'll tell me bullshit. Oh, it's getting investigated. You can shut up now. You don't need to. Oh my God. Normal neighbor. I'm sure that my normal neighbors fucking hate me. That's why I stopped doing videos outside. Because when I do, they hear everything. But I do that because the one behind me that had the dude chase me around Harlan, small town Iowa, who had a t-shirt on that said, "Let's summon demons," and was running around. And I didn't realize it because I don't pay attention to any of that. And, but I was talking to a friend of mine who was working, and I had my back to the dude, and her face contorted. And I had to turn around, and it was just like, oh my God, that person lives right beside me. And she was just like, did you see his t-shirt? And the dude chased me all over. He's not here anymore. He's gone. But same shit. It's just constant, you know? And oh my God, I just get tired of it. What I pray for is to have just a normal life where I can live in peace and just be friendly and do my thing and be left alone and not have to worry about all of that stuff. And insult me, bye-bye. I don't even fucking know who that is. But again, I love being able to block people on this. Now that I know how to do it, I love to know how to block people because I am not going to put up with any kind of bullshit. And of course, they're on top of me because they did not like the video that I did for Chera Joyce today. Didn't like it at all, you know? And everything that I said in that video, the only thing she said, the only thing she bitched about is because I had pictures of hags. I went online and just typed in ugly old hag and put in images and then just took screenshots and showed this is why I call her an ugly old, you know, an old hag, because she looks very similar to those pictures, you know. Trolls are relentless. They are relentless. But the only thing that she focused on was the fact that I called her an ugly old hag. And her reply is the same as all of them are. I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? It's like I'm a fourth grader, you know? Maybe you should deal with the fact that I know that it was them who tried to break it. The dude at Social Security, and I quote, a myriad amount of attempts at identity theft on my Social Security. Someone had to do that. It's not like Social Security just made that up, you know? And that's what his words were. A myriad amount of attacks. He didn't even tell me how many. Just used the word myriad. So I know it's them. They go online talking about how they want to fuck up my disability. So it's not like it's a big leap, you know? You're bragging about it, then it happens, but I'm crazy because I'm calling you out. You were bragging about it. Just like Daniel Dowd and Geo Farnsworth bragging about they were in my town when Owen dropped over dead. But I'm crazy because they were bragging about it when Owen dropped over dead. And so actually connecting the dots, you know, when he told me about that, I didn't even know what to say. He had to ask me if I was still there because I didn't have words. I couldn't form words. And all I could say was, well, I guess I should say thank you, because he was telling me I couldn't do anything without coming in now. Anything that happens with my Social Security, I have to go in and show ID, you know? And, but when he told me that, I didn't know what to say for a minute. And what I said was, I guess I should say thank you, but I find it really disturbing. What you just told me, I find incredibly disturbing, you know? And exactly, what could I say? I didn't know. And then when I went in, the woman who helped me saw my account and looked at me funny, you know? Oh, and I have Geo. Dude, they're gonna figure out your stupid ass. And they're gonna figure out the fact that you guys were involved with Social Security. You should have never posted that video with Harlan as saying that you were in Harlan. At the exact same time that Daniel Dowd's Pootie Twang was fucking sending me pictures of my town and my house. You know? You're a fucking dickhead dumbass, and you're gonna get busted. You're gonna get busted. Because I know Social Security is going forth to find out who was trying to break into my account. Because I asked him to do it. You know? That was my right. It's my Social Security. If I have people trying to bust it in, you're just so fucking dumbass. You'll commit crimes anywhere you fucking want and think nothing can happen to you because you're a fucking dumbass. You know? Oh, they hop in every time. You know? The whole thing about it is you came into town and fucking murdered Owen. You wanted to make sure that I knew about it. But now that I'm calling it out, I've never been to Harlan. You fucking piece of shit. At least have the balls. You wanted to let me know you were in town. At least have the balls to fucking own it. Because I have the goddamn screenshot of the video you posted on YouTube. Let alone all of the emails from Pootie Twang that I sent not only my police, but my investigators. And chances are they're going to link those to fucking Tara Joyce. And they're going to find out all about you guys talking, because you guys are not that fucking bright. You put everything in fucking emails and we're laughing about it. You know? Yeah, I can prove it. I can show the facts right now, dumbass. Just because you better go smoke another cigarette, dude. You know? Tell yourself how bright you are. You know? Fucking child killer or protectors of child killers. You're a piece of fucking shit. You know? piece of shit. You want to know what? I'm not going to deal with this anymore. I've said what I need to say to you. If you need to go see something, you go watch the fucking video that I did with Tara Joyce today. Yeah, well, you look like you smoke cigarettes, dude. You look like you've been fucking ridden hard and put away wet. Every fucking video you do, you look like you've been ridden hard and put away wet. So there's something obviously wrong with you, you know? Because you don't look like a clean individual at all. You look dirty. But then you radiate from what's within. So there you go. You know? How sad it must be for you that you don't smoke cigarettes, but look like you smoke 50 packs a day. You know? How that must suck for you. That dude needs more than God. You know? I don't think even God could help him. I don't think God can help any of them, really. They're beyond help. That's what the darkness is for. God is going to have them claimed. God is using the darkness to claim their stupid asses. You know? They're coming in to claim their stupid asses. And the fucking dickhead doesn't realize, oh, you're a Catholic. Well, that explains a lot, dude. I am sure you are. Hide the fucking kids from the Catholic dude. You know? Dude, I'm not getting into this conversations with you. I just blocked him, but chances are he has another sock puppet. He'll come right back on. That's what he does. You know? That's what he does. Talk about fucking child trafficking and he says he's Catholic. Oh, well, there you go. You know? Catholic Church was heavily involved with everything. You know? Everything. Boys Town, Catholic Church. That's, you know? Shit. I'm not a fucking pedophile, but I'm Catholic. Okay. You know? I guess my point is proven. The dude could not think himself out of a ripped, wet paper bag. Flat out. Couldn't do it. You know? He's good at actually hiding in the shadows and fucking making threats and showing up and killing people and joking and dancing around about it. But then when he gets called out, he thinks that his fucking lies. They don't realize those emails are going to catch them all. Daniel Dowd is going to lead all of them because I know Pootie Twang is going to lead to all of them. You know? And once they find Pootie Twang, they're going to find his other emails. You know? They all thought they were legion. They could hide. They could be anybody they wanted on the internet and never thought that that Shadow Dragon program would come out. All you have to do is type in the email and it tells you exactly where it originated from. You can hide it all you want, but it shows exactly. And that's how they're going to find all this shit out. You know? And their little fucking lies ain't going to cut it. You know? If you've never been in Harlan, then maybe you shouldn't have posted a video that had the location stamp on it as Harlan. But he did that on purpose because he wanted me to know. And then he says, well, prove it. Dude, I have the fucking screenshot of what you did. You know? The video, when they go investigate it, you can take that video down. It's not like it goes away. You know, they can go to YouTube and find all those videos. It's deleting those videos doesn't delete them off YouTube, you know? They do come here and agitate someone they think is a dangerous schizo. That's the thing is that they know that I'm not. They know that I'm not. I've been at this for so long and never once have I ever done anything aggressive to any of them other than call their shit out. I call their shit out. But I don't, you know, if it comes to doing shit to them or sitting on my ass and relaxing, guess which one I'm going to choose? Guess which one I'm going to choose? Because I don't have the energy to go do their stupid shit. They get the energy from all their meth. You know, I don't have energy like that. I'd rather just sit back and relax. Come on here and do live videos. You know, this is my stress relief because I know they watch them and I know it seriously pisses them the fuck off. And it's entertaining. Notice how light I am now, how happy I am. Sometimes they don't realize, sometimes I come on here knowing that they're going to come and fucking dick with me because I'm pissed off, and dicking with them back makes me feel better. As fucked up as that is, I have to admit it's the truth. You know, I have to admit it's the truth. I know they're going to come fuck with me, and it gives me a chance to actually fuck with them too. And so it makes me feel better in the end. And because otherwise, all I do is sit and stew. You know, I do have to say I'm entertained. I, I, I think I'm going to get some sleep tonight. I'm actually laughing. I didn't think that would be possible. A couple hours ago, I thought my laughter was finished. But I should be, you know. They hurt one of my dogs. I'm going to fucking do a live video when I walk into the goddamn sheriff's office and confront Neil. That's what's going to happen. They better not fucking hurt my dogs. And I'm sending this fucking video to Neil so he'll see it. And I'm going to say at 1 hour and 21 minutes, you better listen to what I fucking say. Because I'll come in there. Fuck, I'll have other people with me on a live video. And I'll just... They hurt my dogs. Oh my God. And also realize, dickheads, you hurt my dogs. That is a federal offense. That is a federal offense. It won't go through Neil anymore. You can't hurt animals now. They made it into a federal offense. And so, hey, Sherilyn. I'm not kidding. And government, I'll listen, I'll take your email and I love to report to people. I love reporting all this shit to people. I do. Anything that could possibly help. Anything that could possibly help. Anything that could expose this and stop the harassment. I'd love to stop the harassment. And so, I almost did lose my shit today. I almost did lose my shit. That's the reason why. And my phone was at 26. I think it was like 20. It was like 20 or 26. It might have been 26, but I think it was 20. And so I had to plug in my phone. And I only waited till it was at 75%. And it took forever at that. Because I was losing my shit. And I wanted to do a live session so bad. Because I was beyond angry. And beyond angry. And I let her in, and she was panting so hard, and she's been sleeping the whole entire time. You know, I'll just, you know, what's going to happen is that I'm just going to fucking board up the goddamn doors so they can't let them outside anymore. About half of my comments got through. Yeah. On Teal Swan. I didn't get anything about Teal Swan. I don't even know who that is. What are your thoughts on Teal Swan? I don't know. Because I don't know who that is. And they just wanted to let them know that they could, you know. The whole thing about it is that, okay, so I fight them. Then what? It just spurs them into worse behavior. That's what ends up happening. Swan was a victim of cult abuse. Well, there's a lot of us with that. You know, oh, I was not calm. I'm calmer now, but I was not calm. I was not calm. Actually, I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was afraid I was going to have a heart attack. Because I was so, when I realized it, for about 45 minutes, I had I swear to God, I had fucking fire coming out my ears. I was so angry. And almost runs a spiritual cult now. It's kind of funny. She has a very cult feel. The problem with survivors, this is what I'll tell you, is that the only survivors who actually really break away are the ones who actually find God. And I'm talking the biblical God, not the spiritual, ethereal. I mean, I know it sounds like that when I talk about shamanism, but shamanism for me is just an active prayer. But that's the reason why I don't work with survivors anymore, because this group knows how to attack survivors and knows how to turn them. And unfortunately, what my experience is that it may be a different cut, but our abusers and people who have been abused are cut from the same cloth. It's just different cuts. And the part of the creator that was given to us, that's in our soul. And that's just it. You know, finding that part in your soul that connects you to God, that breaks away, because you can't deal with these idiots. You can't deal with these idiots without God. That's what I was trying to tell Isaac. But now that I've realized about Isaac's friends, now I realize, like, Isaac, not to mention that I guess his father's a minister. I've never dealt with his family. I find it interesting that Isaac never once told me about his family. I only found out about it after he was dead. But you find that ministers and stuff like that, their kids generally are involved in all of this. It's not atypical for clergymen to have their children involved in the cult. And the hardest part of ourselves is to find love. Yeah, it is. You know, it is. The thing about it is that we were raised with so much self-loathing. And how can you love God when you hate yourself? It's kind of hard, you know? Yeah, I think that's the thing about it is that I know that when he was in Australia, both Fiona and I were on top of him about God, about Jesus Christ, and all of that. And Isaac was very smart, and what he called out was terrifying and true. I believe that Isaac was actually a survivor. I didn't realize it when he was alive. I didn't realize it until afterwards. And then I felt bad because he and I had conversations, and I realized that I was probably triggering the shit out of him, because things that I talk about, as far as the abuse goes, if you are a survivor who hasn't gone through therapy, it's very easy to trigger a survivor who has not gone through therapy. And I've gone through years of it, and I'm not kidding. Sometimes I am not the sharpest tool in the shed. Sometimes I just don't get it at the time. It takes me a while to get it. And sometimes I'm very bright, because when I know what I'm looking for, but when it comes to survivors and all of that, don't say that. They'll take and run with it. They'll take and run with anything, you know? I'd rather give them this stuff than have them make it up. If someone doesn't say something, then you can't know. Exactly. You know, and he never said he was a survivor. He was just all focused on my abuse. And God is our internal, and you can't put that on yourself. The problem is that I take a lot of things on. I feel a lot of things on my shoulders. My therapist tells me that there are things on my shoulders that shouldn't be on my shoulders. But because I'm a capable adult, that's what I call myself anyway, I try to, I take on quite a bit because I feel responsibility. That's with my family. What my family was involved with in all of this, because of where I am and it's my family, I feel like I have a duty. That's why when people thank me, I'm like, okay, thank you, but I'm doing it because it's my duty. I'm supposed to do it, you know? I just feel that's why I'm in this, because I feel like it's my responsibility coming from where I was at. But Fiona, and especially Fiona's girls, really encouraged Isaac to embrace God. And really, when it comes down to it, I think that last video that he said he was Judas, I think he was talking about Fiona and her girls, because he tried to set her up. He did try to set her up. Eli Priest had he brought Eli Priest to Fiona's family gathering thing that she was doing, it would not have gone well for Fiona. And she knew it. And so she said no. And Isaac threw a fit. And I know Isaac threw a fit because I was talking to Fiona every day. And it was not like it just was one conversation and it stopped. Isaac was pushing the subject. And I was listening on the phone because Fiona would call me because she didn't know what to do or say. And I think that the whole Judas thing was, I think Isaac fucked up when he went to Australia. You know, he did, because he was surrounded by all the wrong people. Oh my God, he was surrounded by the wrong people. You know, the people that he was hanging out with, this sewer town, what hangs out in the sewer? That's exactly what's involved with sewer town. You know, exactly what you would think would hang out in a fucking sewer is exactly what sewer town is all about. And those were the people that Isaac considered his friends. You know, it's sad. You know, I look back at it. This whole situation, this last 8 months, I think it's been about 8 months that I've been talking about Isaac now, has just kind of been sad, because I learned a side of Isaac I didn't know when he was alive. And to be quite honest, had I known, I would not have been friends with him. I ended our friendship. He did. He was there to set her up. You know, he was there to set her up. Everyone was trying to set up Fiona. You know, everyone, you don't realize how many times they've driven into her. How many cars have hit her? You know, thoughts on magic mushrooms. If done properly, in the right environment, I think they can be very advantageous. I think that they actually, especially if you're battling depression, I don't do magic mushrooms because I can't stand mushrooms. The taste is just, I don't eat mushrooms. But I think that stuff like that is, you know, remember the video of him outside under the umbrella? He said they got to him. I would like that one. Do you know that you can find all kinds of videos with Isaac, but the ones you can't find me in any of them. And we were in 3. And in Australia, I know that there were several of them that he did with Fiona, and I don't think you can find any of those either. You know, I would love to find them. And that's Geo Farnsworth started off at the very beginning, before I had ever talked to him. I have all of his keystrokes, and you're not part of it. You know, well, that's because we were never on the computer, dumbass. He reached out, Fiona set me up with him. I called him. We were on the phone together, you know, and no, the one with Fiona on the couch. There was one that they were outside having so much fun. And good night, Sherilyn. I'm actually gonna get off here too because my phone's gonna die anytime. I probably should end with prayer. I like to end with prayer. And if the trolls are in here, it chases them off, which is weird. When people pray, I always like to join. You know, I don't even have to say anything. I just like to join in. I just like to be there in prayer. But everyone tells me when I pray that I lose like a ton of people, and I know that they're all trolls. I do it in the chocolate form because of the taste. I've never tried it with chocolate. I've had good and bad trips, but lately great trips. The longer I wait to do them, the better the trips. That's because you can get conditioned. Your body gets used to it. Less is more and patience is a virtue. Yes, it is. You know, yes, it is. Okay, I'm going to pray quick because I've been on here 1 hour and 35 minutes. I do have to, before I pray, I just want to thank all of you because I feel so much better now. You know, I just needed to vent, and I needed to vent with someone that wasn't listening to me yell over the phone, because it's not comfortable to hear when I'm yelling on the phone, even though I wasn't yelling at them. That's the reason why my friend was just like, "Oh my God, I hope you don't have a heart attack." I get my blood pressure taken twice a week. My blood pressure is great, so I'm not going to drop over of a heart attack, even though they try with their little weapons. They've tried to give me a heart attack or a stroke, but God is just like, no, I'm going to take you when I want you, and otherwise you're going to be there. So thank you for coming and sharing even the bad days. You know, thank you for letting me share the bad days. Ooh, yeah, I got to pray. I just got a thing on my phone saying, your battery is about ready to die. Father, first of all, I apologize for screaming at you this afternoon. I was so angry about my dogs. Please protect my dogs. These meth heads are just too much to deal with, and it could have been so much worse had I been gone longer than what I was today. And I really do think they meant to hurt her, and I'm concerned about it. Please just watch out over them. I want to thank you for suggesting for me to do live videos a while back, because these live videos have really been incredibly helpful to me. I feel like people get to see a real side of me that they don't get to see when I'm making angry 10-minute videos. I know it seems like I'm angry all the time, but usually when I'm doing those videos, it's because I'm pissed off, you know. And I thank you for being so patient with me and letting me vent. And I thank everyone that was on here tonight for letting me vent, because I was beside myself for a while. Just watch out over all of us, and just please bring exposure to this. Kids deserve so much more. And I know that we are supposed to hate the sin but love the sinner. But I can't stand child killers and people who protect child killers. And as much as I try to muster love in my heart, all I feel is anger towards it. And I'm sorry for that. I'm trying, but, you know, please help me with it. You know, but the anger does keep me motivated. I just want to thank you for being there. Thank you for not letting anything happen to my dogs. I know it was you, because I felt like I needed to come home. I know you were directing me to come home when I did. And I thank you for watching out over me. You always seem to have my back, even when things are at its worst. And I just fill me with the Holy Spirit and let me speak the right words to help other people find the same hope and the same inspiration. And I say these things in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen. So that is, thank you. Please keep us all safe and mentally healthy. Amen to that. Amen to that. Anger is not, what does Yoda say? Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, you know, and let me say that, I do feel a lot of anger when I start thinking of these meth head child killer protectors, I used to call Mesner the pedophile protection squad. He hated that. That's how I started to refer to him, as the pedophile protection squad. That's what Neil's involved with. I don't believe that Neil is a child killer. I think my sheriff is a proud member of the pedophile protection squad. He'll protect pedophiles and child killers before he'll protect the innocent. I'm a perfect example of that. And I find it irritating. And but I'm really not an angry person. You can't quilt and be angry. It just doesn't work. You can't sew and be angry. It just like, have you ever met an angry knitter? Someone who's knitting and they're angry. No, it doesn't. It doesn't work like that. And it doesn't help that I hurt my back yesterday. Crochet, that's another thing, I've never met anybody who was an angry crocheter. I could only imagine what you would produce if you were crocheting when you were angry, But an angry crocheter, you better stay away from them because those needles are sharp. You might just get one in your throat. Not many from my generation crochet. No, that's... I'm finding that the crocheting and the knitting and the sewing is all becoming a thing of the past. It's... People don't do it anymore. Which is sad. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, you can tell that it is my bedtime. It is 9:30. I'm a super early 80s baby. I was a 60s baby. I kind of grew up. Hold on. I have people sitting outside listening to me because my window was open. And so they're listening to me. It's just aprons and curtains. I love that. I've never sewed clothes. I tried to sew a shirt in home ec when I was in high school. And it was, they do need to get a life. They do need to get a life. I am their end-all be-all. That's the sad part about it. I live rent-free in these people's heads constantly. They just, constantly. And I did pillows too. No, I have made pillows. I've made curtains. I've sewed curtains. I've sewn almost all my curtains. If I don't have blinds, because you can see I have blinds, and these curtains I didn't make. I'm nosy. I'll pay attention. A lot of times I will put my Bluetooth in, my earphones in, and then walk around and eavesdrop on people's conversations. I don't get involved with it, but I just find people fascinating. And I'm just, I think it is naked time because I think I'm going to take a bath. So do not be surprised if I put a 5-10 minute video on tonight and I'm in the bath. I love to make bathtub videos because it just revs them up, It just revs them up. And there is nothing like, I think tonight it's going to be a good night to take a bath and pour myself a glass of wine. I still have a little glass of wine, and it revs them up for me to do that, And I think it's funny. I hate my bathroom videos because I hate to see myself naked. That's why I put a lot of bubbles in the bubble bath. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Well, to be quite honest, because of my abuse, I think today I've taken 4 showers. They're not long showers. I don't stay in the shower for the longest time is in the morning if I wash my hair. But I can't wash my hair every day because then it frizzes out. So I do it like every other day, or but I swept the floors and cleaned the bathroom. I cleaned my whole house a couple days ago. Got all of the house. I love the lives too. I think these are my absolute favorites. I like these so much more than the videos, the 5-10 minute videos. But that's just it. I rinse off in a shower, in the hot shower. 3 to 5. I can be showered, towel dried, dressed, and ready to go in 5 minutes. So, and I like water. I like water. So I like showers when I'm stressed out, I didn't take a shower this afternoon because I wanted to take a bath, but I was afraid I couldn't relax. Because as you saw when I first got on here, I was so angry and so beside myself. But if I poop, not to say be gross, but if I poop, I take a shower right after because I do not want a dirty ass. There's just something, it gets itchy, and dirty, itchy ass is so uncomfortable. And so, oh yeah, I'm gonna relax. I'm so much better right now than what I was. I'm so much better than what I was. Thank you, you guys, so much, because I appreciate you guys just letting me spout and get it off my chest. I feel better. I'm still concerned, but I'm better than what I was. I'm not beside myself. I was beside myself for a minute. And thank you. I appreciate all of you guys. I like these live videos. Because I just get to be myself. And I just think you guys get to see a better version of me than you do in those short videos. And I realized that at the very end, people were watching those videos thinking that I was angry and that I don't know. I know they were in my fridge because, first of all, salad that shouldn't have fallen out fell out. They set it up to where and it was open just a tad. And so did they do something to my food? I don't know. I'm still going to eat it because I can't throw it away. I don't have money to throw food away, And so, I don't know. I just think it's harassment, They just want me to think that they poisoned my food. I guess, I didn't give a shit I didn't give a shit, to be quite honest, about the refrigerator. Didn't care about the refrigerator. There's nothing I could do. My dog outside in 95-degree heat in the sun was just, oh shit. My dogs will eat anything. That's the problem, They feed them peanut butter constantly. And, but, because I know people listen to these afterwards, I'm going to end with this saying, if you can and you feel inclined, please donate. PayPal, Venmo, D. Shurter. My blog is coming up due, and I do not have the money. You have no idea how much this blog costs. It is ridiculous, and for years I've dealt with it, but now I'm at a point where I can't do it anymore. With everything that happened with Medicaid, I got through this month. But next month, instead of getting $1,080, I only get $900 because they're taking $180 out for insurance payments that the state used to pay, but now doesn't pay, so it's $900. So I have enough to actually cover most of my bills, but nothing extraneous, nothing, And this blog, I don't want to lose the blog. To be quite honest, if I just let it go down and I didn't have to pay for it anymore, part of me would be okay with it, but then the other part of me says that people like that blog, and there's so much information on that blog. That's the issue, is that there's so much information, and it's very extensive because I had it before I even published the book in 2012. I started the blog, I think, before I published the book. And it's, and you can go into that search engine, that search bar that's on the side, it's on the right side, go down a bit. You can type in names and stuff will pull up. It will pull up. And thank you. My website is very good. I'm thinking that I might end up, I forget what it's called. Someone suggested it, that you can publish stories. You can publish new stuff. You can write anything you want. Substack, I think that's what it's called. I joined Substack. I haven't done anything with it yet, but I think that writing is I'm going to get back into writing as well. How much is it a month? Oh no, sweetie, it doesn't go for a month. First of all, it goes for a year. I have to pay for it for a year. If you pay for it for more years, it's cheaper. But right now, what I'm looking at is $250, and that's just one thing for a year. I think that's the domain that I have to pay for. I think that's what it is. Then the security that goes onto it, oh my God, that's like, I cannot tell you how much money, and it always goes up. You know, I spent so much damn money and it was just a blog. What happened to MySpace? MySpace used to be free. Does anybody else remember MySpace? I started my blog on MySpace actually, but it doesn't, you know, they charge, none of it is free. None of it is free. And they told me that they could revamp my blog and do all of that for the low price of $5,000. I told them, no, I cannot pay you $5,000 to redo my blog. There's no way. MySpace was the best, you know. I just want to save the book. Print out the book, you know. It'll take a ream of paper to print out Confessions of an Antichrist. But my publisher hates it because I push everyone. Rabbit Hole, a satanic ritual abuse survivor story, is a great, if you're not in, if you don't know anything about Franklin or anything in Omaha, it's a great book. But even though I don't get any money for it, I like to push people to Confessions of an Antichrist, which was what I actually wrote, the extended version. And the reason why I like that is because all of the spiritual stuff that I talk about, all of the actual training that I went through and the stuff that I know, that all got taken out of Rabbit Hole. It all got edited out because it just, like my publisher said, when I wrote a book, I wrote 2 books in one. And, but I like Confessions a lot more than I like Rabbit Hole, just because it has the spiritual stuff. And see, that's just it. I don't do digital books. That's why I say print out the book. I want paper. I like the smell of paper. I like books. I like to read, and I want to read a book. I don't want to read a computer. I don't want that light shining in my eyes while I have to focus reading. I do enough of that reading stuff online because I do a lot of research. I get a lot of news articles. It's funny, I guess my algorithm just brings up stuff that I'm all interested in. And I want a book. I'm old school. I want a book. And I want to be able to turn the page. I want to see all the pages that I read. I want to see all the pages that I have left to read. I'm just, you know, yeah, I buy hard copies all the time because they can't alter them. Right. That's me too. I like books. But, and the blog is interesting. I would print out the blog, but oh my God, I have something like almost 2,000 articles on there. I mean, it's an extensive blog. Through years and years and years of my life, because before I could do these live videos, that's what I was using with the blog, was that I was, you know, and then I got on TikTok, and then I learned how to do the screenshots, showing the screenshots on TikTok. I love that, because now instead of just talking about the stuff, I can show it. They hate that, because if you don't want me to expose you, then stop writing shit that I can take screenshots of. you know? Yeah, you would need an office with a bookshelf to print that blog now. There's so much on there. And so much on there. And they've tried to take over. Oh, okay, well, that is my cue to go because I have 5% and my phone just told me it's about ready to shut off. But almost 2 hours. I've got a prayer in. And thank you for the compliments on the blog. I'm glad people read it. They obviously are focused on it because the last time I went in there, I didn't have any threats. And today I went on there and it said that I got 18. They tried 18 attempts at trying to hack into that blog. 18. And that was in the last 24 hours. And so they're just, that's why I have to have that super expensive security thing on there. Because otherwise they'll break into it. They have broken into it. Before I had all that security, they broke into it. If you go into Confessions of an Antichrist, you will see that there's 2 links because they broke into there and rewrote Confessions of an Antichrist and didn't realize that they did it. And then I was talking to my publisher and I had looked at it for some reason and my publisher was like, no, that's not right, because I was telling her the word count. And she was just like, that's not right. So she sent me the copy of what I sent her. And then I realized they had broken into my blog and rewrote my book. Just completely rewrote it. So I left both versions on there. So if you are so inclined, you can read both versions and see what they cut out. Because that's an important part. What did they subtract that they didn't want anybody to read? That's the stuff that I find interesting. But I didn't do it because after I got done with Confessions of an Antichrist, and then I had to go through the editing process for Rabbit Hole. If I never read that book again, I'm fine. And the dude who did my audio for the Rabbit Hole, he's famous now. I got him right when he was just getting, was doing his new thing with my book, the first one. And now he's famous. Now he gets all kinds of money for doing the stuff that he does for books. But I've never listened to the audio version. Pisses off my publisher. But it's in the past for me. I don't want to have to deal with all of that. I have so much dealing with it right now. The last thing I want to do is go read about what happened when I wrote it, because I published that book in 2012. Because right now I'm having to deal with them breaking into my house and letting my dogs outside in 95-degree weather, just so that they could hurt my dogs, you know. And that's what it was all about, because they had no idea how long I was going to be gone. And that's just it. Moving forward. Just keep going forward and not get caught up in the past. I know it. People ask me, I will talk about Franklin every once in a while because a lot of people are not up to speed. But a lot of you in here, like I said, you've been watching for years. You have been involved. And I appreciate that. I'm surprised. I don't know why I'm surprised, but I am a little bit surprised. But I'm very gratified. You know, I'm glad that the stuff is getting to people so that at least people are aware, because all we are able to do is plant seeds. You know, that's what we do. We plant seeds. That's with God, you know, and your faith. You just plant seeds. You never know how they'll sprout or when they'll sprout in people's lives. You just try to plant them as much as you can and hope that they grow eventually. And I found you a couple months ago, but I'm glad I did. I'm glad you did too. Demon Saki, you've been totally cool. I mean, and cognitive. There have been a few of you that I recognize that I am just so grateful for. You guys are just great, you know, and some of the new ones, Government, you are a fascinating dude. I can see why they delete your comments, because they don't want me to know the stuff that you want me to know. And I will deal with that. I'll read that email and then I'll send you an email It'll probably be a short, hey, I got this, thank you, because I'm exhausted. I have questions about Franklin, but I know the answers. I still find myself with the same questions even when answered. Well, the problem is that it was all a psyop. The official story of Franklin is so stupid and has nothing even connected to the truth. You know, that's why when I made Nick Bryant cry, and I made the dude cry, because he was writing a book and all it is a watered down version of John DeCamp's book. And he was telling me, well, you just sit back and let me publish my book and I'll get all of this. So I asked him, did you deal with this stuff in Hummel Park? No. Did you deal with this stuff in Forest Lawn? No. Did you deal with this stuff in the old market? No. Hollywood Bar, Stars, the Max? No. So I told him, so what are you bringing to the table that's new? You're not exposing anything. You're just trying to make a name for yourself, rehashing the same old bullshit that was bullshit when it first came out. Because John DeCamp was a bad dude, you know? So I just, you know, and that's not even a sentence with all that bullshit. That's good you said that because I didn't know what you were saying. I don't get YouTube spanked other than Tara Joyce trying to report me all the time. She's tried to take me down. But TikTok, oh man, they are on top of me. I have to be so careful about what I say on TikTok. YouTube kind of, I think that they realize that it's the same group. And then they go on their things and see that they have video after video after video where all they do is talk shit about me. And so I think they just leave me alone because they're just like, well, wait a minute, he's just defending himself, you know? And I just hope these people get busted. They're so damn dumb. That's what's so frustrating about the whole... I've never met a dumber group of people. And how could they get away with all of this stuff? Most of them couldn't think their way out of a ripped, wet paper bag. You know? It's just amazing to me. That's just amazing to me. The meth heads that are next door. All they've done all of their lives is had meth. And kids. And meth. And then they lost their kids because of meth. You know, it's just praying heaven's peace to you. Thank you. I need it. I need it. I just, you know, I couldn't even comment on my own videos. That's just, I get people who tell me that they will post on my videos and then go back and it's gone. And they can do this 10 times and it's gone. It doesn't ever show up. And so I don't get, so a lot of times I'll have videos and people are posting comments that I don't ever see, don't ever get. And then I'm thinking, well, shit, nobody's even watching them. But I know that they fool with my numbers too. Because like I said, a couple weeks ago, I checked a video that I just posted and I had 6 likes. But 0 views. How do you have 0 views, but you have 6 likes? So I know that the numbers are completely screwed up, you know? But you have to understand, they had control of this David Shurter 1 platform for years. They hacked into it and took it over. And I don't know why, but I ended up asking Google for it back. And I got it back just about a year ago, you know? And so, yeah, all of this stuff disappears. And that's the reason why I say, if you send me stuff that is important, take a screenshot when you post it and send me the screenshot so I know. Because if it's stuff that you want me to talk about, I'll see the screenshot and I guarantee you I will talk about it. I had someone ask me about grief. That's the reason why I did that one live video about grief. I came on here specifically to talk about grief. So if you have questions or suggestions, I'm always open for them because I actually like to help people and I want to keep this interesting. And so if you guys have stuff you need me to talk about and they're not showing up in the comments, because government corp, half of your comments I can tell, you come on here and say, did you get anything about this? And I didn't get anything, and I'm reading this stuff. It's pretty easy. I read all of it now that I can. My shorts are generally, I'm usually pissed off when I do those. And I like to do the shorts because it's only 60 seconds and then I'm done for the day. For the most part, I can do a short and I'm done for the day. That's why you'll see a couple shorts sometimes in the day. And my screen name is David Shurter 1. And you can send me either davidshurter1@gmail.com or dlshurter@gmail.com. And so I just, they're censoring everybody and everything. And that's what they're trying to do. It makes the platform almost pointless for communicating. That's being done on purpose. They're not banning TikTok because they're afraid that China is going to get information. They're banning TikTok because it's where all the young people now are congregating and sharing ideas and organizing. And they do not want us organized. They want every single one of us isolated and angry. You showed screenshot grabs of an old hag. I did. I did that kind of on purpose. She said I fat shamed her. I don't fat shame people. It's like Thomas Schoenberger saying that I called Corey Daniel Goatface. I never called him Goatface. I don't get personal like that. I wouldn't. Your physical attributes, I'm not going to. But I did call him Goat Man because he's like a goat man. Goblin Dowd, you know? I could get much nastier. Captain Underpants, you know? I don't get. When I make a name for someone, it's just, I knew people who didn't like Tara Joyce would like that video. But it does look like her. Those pictures do kind of look like her. Just like I called Daniel Dowd, the Goblin Dowd. Because if you go watch the movie Legend, there's a goblin on there that works with Tim Curry. Looks just like Daniel Dowd. It is uncanny how similar they look. And so, right, if you don't want to be ashamed about being fat, then don't be fat. Pretty simple equation. And my whole thing is, I ain't skinny. You know, I ain't skinny. And I ain't pretty. So I'm not going to make comments about people's looks or their weight. I'm heavy now. I'm heavier than I've ever been in my entire life. And I'm comfortable with being heavy. I'm comfortable with being fat. Now, I wasn't so happy yesterday or Saturday when I sprained my back pulling weeds because my gut was hanging down like some gross ass inner tube that would sink me instead of helping me float. But I'm old and I'm fat and I don't want to get with anybody. And so I'm okay. You know, I'm okay. And not the goblin comparison. Oh. It's just, you know, it's just like I call Thomas Schoenberger the slime king because I feel like I'm slimed with him every time he emails me. He stopped as of late. I haven't had an email from him for a few days now, which has been a very nice change. But he knows how I feel about him. And then they all twist it around. It's like me calling out Tara Joyce and explaining exactly what I'm accusing everybody of. And then she says that I'm a hag. She's not the hag. I'm the hag. And insulting her makes me feel manly, you know? Obviously, you don't get what it feels like to be a dude, you know? And I don't, you know, oh, very low battery. Your phone will shut down. I have 3%. I gotta go. I hate to end it on talking about that old hag, but it is what it is. I gotta go. So have a great night, guys, and I'll be doing this again soon. Thank you so much. You helped me so much tonight. Thank you so much just for letting me vent and being here and being so cool. Thank you so much. Okay. Bye, guys.